So like I was just telling Olivia, I didn't get much past the schoolhouse, which is not even past. I went to the schoolhouse and then I went back, which is kind of deceiving because this mine area looked a lot farther. It's really not. I don't know why I didn't walk up to it, but I stopped at the school, and I don't think we have access to it. I don't know if anybody would ever, like, other than the rangers that are out here, if that's the right term for them. Are they called rangers? I don't know. State park people. Other than them going to each individual structure, I wonder if anybody else, although I'm very excited the first time I came here and I'm excited to see it now, I don't know if I would want to walk. It's not that hot. It looks warm. I do recommend sunblock, a hat, and water, but it is not. It's a nice cool breeze, and it is, I know where I live in Southern California, it's in the 90s, it's gonna get into the hundreds. But up here at 8,000 feet, it can't be more than 65, 70 degrees right now. So there is a trail we can go up. So if you do want to get in here, this is what you got to do. You got to arrange it through a guided tour.
Oh, you can go in there with the guided tour?
Yes. Well, this is the standard. They said the standard and the Bodie were the last two mills that were in operation. Oh, there's the road Olivia came down. You can see it really good now.
Oh, yeah?
That little snake-windy road. That's what Olivia drove down. Oh, how interesting. I never saw it from this angle. And when I did it on my KLR motorcycle, that's the road I came in on. That's the Jeep trail. And we can see the city, what's left of it, 5%, which is still plenty enough to get the idea of what these places were like back then. There's some outlier structures that are able to be seen, and we'll probably walk up to a few. Thinking depending on what your goal here, from off the main highway from 395, it's still about maybe a half-hour drive to get out here. It opens up at 9, closes at 6. You probably give yourself, at least 2 hours, because remember that video I recommend, that's at least 30 minutes long. So we probably have already been here for about 2 hours. So we're gonna walk up a little bit more. Oh, there's a contrail of a plane. Oh, there. That's not a military plane though. You see it?
Yeah. Those were so loud. I never saw them.
Olivia thinks, and I think she might be right, this might be like a dining facility, a dining hall for like the single miners. That is like the Main Street area. Yeah, I think that's the last structure we're going to go to. I got to tell you, it's quite a hike. It is kind of like walking through the streets of Pompeii with all the uneven ground, but it's not as hot. Off in the distance, you can see some, like where they excavated that light colored dirt. Try to zoom in on it. Looks like some remnants of the last mining. I'm not going to walk up to that hut. I think it's going to be the last structure that I venture up to, which is probably a single dwelling. What's interesting, you do see some evolution of technology and architecture, plumbing, electrical, as you move from building to building. So I guess making that statement, I should give you a for instance. Maybe from seeing things that would look like that were gas lamps oil lamps to actual electrical lamps. Some things were discussing telephone, long distance telephone usage. Of course, telegraph. And there was probably a mix of technology and architecture, obviously, in coexistence, as far as brick buildings, wooden buildings, depending on what the purpose of the building was, maybe who owned it, or how much money they had to finance behind it. These windows are really hard to see in. This looks like a private dwelling. The rangers were very informative, and they were having some talks, which if I had time or whatever, I probably would jump in on that. I wouldn't recommend stepping on any of these structures. And I don't mean in a nefarious way. I mean, you would think they would support you. I'm just talking, I don't want to get a closer look. It's about as close as you'd want to get to it. I mean, some of them are designated. It's obvious that you can walk into them. But some of these outer buildings, they don't have any caution. But they always say common sense is not common practice. That could be a good example. It's like, something, that's close enough. I don't need to step on a porch that my foot may go through. And then Olivia's got to drive me an hour and a half to a hospital. Well, there's something out in the field I'm kind of curious about. It's like a piece of machinery. I'm not going to walk out there. So I got about running on 7 minutes on this segment. I'm going to conclude. You have anything to say to your fans?
No.
Nothing. Olivia's pointed out a lot of cool stuff as far as some of the architecture, some of what purposes of the buildings were. It's kind of cool. We can use our imagination, what we would think that we would use it for. And then, of course, you can always get that handout in the beginning. It'll probably tell you more definitively what these were. Wear good shoes. Make sure you have good shoes.
Converse.
What's that?
I have Converse.
Oh,
They've been fine.
Olivia's hiking boots. I'm wearing Keen. Stand the test of time. I brought some water. I don't think it's necessary to bring snacks out here. Some people have backpacks, full-blown, day packs with supplies in it, as if.
I know. I was like, why is it not Pompeii?
Yeah. So like when we're at Pompeii, another good point Olivia brings up. When you're in Pompeii, there is nothing, and there's a lot of walking, and it is hot, hot, hot with no shade. Over here, you're never too far from the visitor center. You're never. Do we come in this way?
Yeah, but we can go down that way too.
Oh yeah, there's a schoolhouse.
So that's the way we went,
So
yeah.
so Olivia's son noticed that people are coming in with these backpacks and hydro packs as if they're going to be out in the Mojave Desert or Death Valley. Cautionary, yeah. Bring a somewhat of a what size water bottle do you have? Yeah, and Olivia hasn't even. She just drank maybe a
20 ounce.
quarter of it at that. But that'd be smart. Bring some water with you, but leave your backpack, your snacks in your car. The visitor center is in between us and where that road is, the Ziggy Road. So you're never too far from it. I actually saw more today than I did when I was on my motorcycle. And we'll probably see a few more things. But I think these series of videos kind of gives you a good idea of what to expect. Actually, yeah, we didn't come down this way.
Oh, that's cool. That's what they used to put the miners down?
I don't know what these were. These cables. Oh, check this out. What is this culvert? That might have been a shaft or something. You got the shaft.
Jeez.
This piece of machinery might have been located someplace else and they brought it here, but Olivia makes a good point. This might have been, maybe there were cable cars attached to it to pull the cars back up. Maybe they were used for other pieces of machinery. This is something that you would totally see like out of a model train set. So I'm gonna wrap it up, everybody. Thanks for following along. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you guys come out to Bodie and experience it. You never know when stuff like this disappears forever, but hopefully there's not another fire. So I'm just going to end with this caption. I'm going to take some still photos, and we'll probably see a few more things, but I'm probably just going to take photos and not videotape it. Thanks again. Have a great day. And if you come up to 395, put Bodie on your itinerary. Bye.